All right, for tonight's homework, I'm going to have you write these 3 problems down and the 5 words that show me that you listen. First word is whale. Whale. Here we go. So we're doing similar triangles, where these triangles, even though one is bigger than the other, they have the same proportions. So here I go. I want you to know when you're doing these, there are multiple ways that you could set up these ratios. These are going to be just a few of some possible ones you could do. So I could do x over 2, this long side over the bottom, as long as I set up the other fraction as this long side over the bottom. So x over 2 equal to this long side over 12. That's one combination. X over 2 equal to 30 over 12. Another combo that you could do is x over 30. So that one is this side x over this slanted side. X over 30, as long as my other fraction goes in that order too. X over 30 equal to this bottom side 2 over 12. Make sure the second fraction matches the first. And then another possibility, 30 over x. That would be this piece going backwards, 30, the long one, over x, as long as I set that equal to this long one over 2. Another possibility. And then maybe a couple more. If I do 2 over 12, so this long side, this bottom over 12, that one would be great too, as long as I did x over 30. So again, this long side of the small one, the bottom, 2 over the bottom of the big one, is equal to the slant of the small one over the slant of the big one, x over 30. So those are all combinations. What I'm going to do here is just pick one for you. I'm going to use x over 2. The second word is dolphin. Dolphin. So most people will compare the two values of the triangle within itself. So x over 2, as long as I set that equal to this long side over its bottom piece. So 30 over 12. And once I get that, crisscross multiply, not straight across, crisscross. 12 times x gives me 12x. When I times the other way, 2 times 30, that gives me 60. And then the opposite of multiplying by 12 right here is dividing both sides by 12 to keep that equation balanced. Divide that side by 12, that side by 12, gives me x equals 5, an equivalent equation. So that is the answer. 5 is the number that would go right here in that length right there. So this triangle, 5 to 2 is the same ratio of 30 to 12. These are similar triangles. Okay, the next problem has you take a couple that are oriented a little bit different, a little bit harder to see. But again, this is the bottom. This is the little bottom. This is the vertical side of the big triangle. This is the vertical side. So you need to look at them. And then some possibilities. I'm starting with 12 over 21, so that would be the bottom of the big triangle over the long side, as long as I do the same ratio for the other. The bottom of the triangle over the long side, the bottom of the triangle over the long side. So 12 over 21 would be the same as this 4 over x. The bottom of the big triangle over the side of the big triangle equals the bottom of the little triangle over the side of the little triangle. Keep those balanced and you'll get these right. And then crisscross. If I choose 12 over 4, so that would be the bottom of the little one, the bottom of the big one over the side of the small one, as long as I set that up equal to the other side, 21 over 4. I'm sorry, 21 over x. So this is the bottom of the big one over the bottom side of the small one equal to the side of the big one over the side of the small. The next combo would be x over 4. So that would be the length, the up and down length of the small one over 4 equal to the up and down length of the big one over 12. 21 over 12. I think the one I'm going to use, I'm going to go to 21 over 12. So I'm going to set up the up and down side of the big triangle over the bottom of the big triangle, 21 over 12, and I'm going to keep that consistent, equal to the same pattern, this long side over its bottom. So 21 over 12 equal to x over 4. The long side of the big triangle, the long straight side over the straight bottom, is equal to the long straight side over the straight bottom of the little one. Keep those balanced. So 21 over 12 is equal to x over 4. Crisscross multiply. 12 times x gives you 12x. 21 times 4 gives you 84, I believe. So one way, 12x. 4 times 21 is 84. I'm going to divide both sides by 12 right there. And that gives me x equals 7 on that one. That would be that spot right there. To help you a little bit, I'm going to move this triangle down, I believe, and see if I could just orient it a little bit better so you can see it. So there's the triangle with the 21 on the side and the 12 on the bottom. There it is. Same triangle. All right, the third word is crab. Crab. Okay, last problem, number 3. All right, this one is a little trickier because it has a big triangle here and it has a little triangle inside of it. So these are really two triangles where you have this big one and then this little one. What I'm going to try to do is kind of try to separate them for you so you see what you got. So I have the big triangle overall, but then I have this little triangle inside of it that has some parts of it. So you can see that triangle has a base which matches this base right here. It has this whole entire length of the big triangle compared to this length of that little triangle. So maybe that helps a little bit to break it apart like that, to see the two triangles you're really doing for this problem right here. But as I put them back together, I'm going to set this up as, I believe, let's see what I do. I'm going to go x over 3. So that's going to be the bottom of this little triangle over the up and down piece of this little triangle. As long as I set that equal to the bottom of this big triangle, 10, over the entire up and down piece of the big triangle, 15. So x over 3, as long as I set that equal to 10 over 15. The fourth word is shark. Shark. So now when I crisscross multiply these, x times 15, 3 times x, and again trying to show you what I'm dealing with here. So there's the x, there's the 3. I did the bottom of the little one over the up and down piece equal to the bottom of the big one over the up and down piece of the big one. So that gave me 15x equal to 30. And then I divide both sides by 15 right there. The fifth word is ray. Ray. So when I divide that by 15, that gives me x equals 2. So that is the length of this little bottom triangle right here. That is 2. So you can see, if I brought that back up, side piece is 3, The inside piece in there is 2. And I'll stretch that back right there. All right. Good luck.